Hello, on this happy Valentine's Day. I just drew this mandala to get my mind off of something that I have to do today. And I thought since it's Valentine's Day, I'm going to give this to all of my subscribers in a free download. And you could print it out and color it, or you can use it as like a desktop picture or a screensaver or whatever you want to do with it. And that's my gift to you for Valentine's Day. So all you have to do to get this is just subscribe and leave me a comment that you want it. And I guess you'll have to message me your email address so I can email you the file to download. And also, I'm going to pick a random person to mail out the original to. And it's signed. So you'll have this to color yourself or just keep it how it is, hang it on your refrigerator, frame it, whatever you want to do. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to freehand draw your own pretty mandala. And you can't mess it up because it's just whatever your mind is telling your hand to draw. So enjoy this video and your free art. Hi, thanks for joining me today. This is going to be a fun video and very useful for everyone, I think. Whether you can make art or not, you'll be able to make art after this video and you're going to love it. Have you ever had trouble sleeping at night and because you have so many things running through your mind of what you did today or what you need to do tomorrow? I know that happens to me a lot. And one thing I used to do was have paper and pencil next to me so I could make lists when something popped in my head. Oh, I can't forget this. I can't forget this. So I felt like, okay, I wrote it down. So tomorrow I can just look at my list so I don't have to keep it in my head anymore to remember what I had to do. Well, I found a better way to get these things out of my mind altogether because then I was just staying awake making lists. Okay, so here we go. Today I'm going to teach you a lesson that I've taught with my, did I do it as young as 3rd graders up to 8th grade? And I do it myself. And it's a way of meditation. There's no wrong way to do it. You cannot mess it up. You're not a computer. So it's not going to be perfect. But it is perfect because it's what your mind told your hand to do. So we're going to draw freehand mandalas. And they're not going to be perfectly symmetrical. And what it is, it's just a type of meditation. And you're going to be focusing so much on drawing it that everything else will erase out of your mind. And the key thing here is you can't think about, well, this line needs to be exactly equal to that line, and it's not, so I'm going to stress out. I need to erase it. No, 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 no. In fact, I want you to not erase it, and I want you to use a pen or a marker. So going into this, you know you're going to make mistakes and you're going to move past the mistakes because that's what you need to do in life, my friends. So let me get the camera overhead so you can see how I start this. You can use a compass. It will make it easier. And I found this in my daddy's tool closet. It's this old drafting tool looking compass. I don't know how old it is, but it looks old. And it's going to be my favorite drawing tool. And every time I make a mandala, I'm going to use it. And he was all about safety. So he even has this like rubber thing over the point. And he has it adjusted so the pencil point is even with the sharp point, like perfectly. Oh, and this one has spring action. Ooh, nice. All right. So when you're using a compass, or you could just trace a circle to make a circle, but you're going to start with a circle. I'm just going to show you an easy way to get started. And I guess it's half freehand, half using circles. But I like to do this first just because it helps me even things out. And you make sure the pencil point is at the same height as the compass point. So when you use a compass, and I showed my students this, The easiest thing to do, the important thing is the point is going to be the center of your circle. And the easiest way I found to use it is to put the point down, not touch the pencil, but I'm holding this part and I'm putting pressure on the point. And then I'm just going to rotate the paper. You have to put a little bit of pressure on the pencil, but most of the pressure is going on the point. And I'm just making a circle so light that you can't even see it. And then, you could even mark where the point goes first. Then I'm just making the circle a little bigger, putting the point in the same spot. And now I'm holding the point like a pencil, so my point really stays in that same spot. So I'm just making 2 circles. And maybe I'll make a really small circle. And I'm going to make a really itty bitty circle. Put my point in the same hole. That way my circles are... See, it's so much easier to turn the paper than to try to turn the tool. Just a little trick. Alright, and then it would be more interesting if your circles are not equally spaced like a target. So let me just get one skinny. I'll go a little wider. I'm going to do one right here. And then I'm going to do one way out. Now these pencil circles, these are just going to be a guide that I'm going to use. So the patterns that I make, I'll make the patterns go to that mark. So they'll be equal all the way around. So let's see. Let me dim the light so I don't know if you could see. So I have this circle out here, then this one, and these. And then the reason I'm doing this morning, and I like to teach people how to make art, I'm getting my mind off of something this morning. I'm having a test on my heart this morning, which involves not eating or drinking until my test. So I can't have coffee today until my test is over, and the test isn't till noon. So I'm dying here, people. Dying. Alright. Then you need a straight edge. And of course, this artist does not have a ruler. So the reason I'm going to use a straight edge, which today is this handy dandy envelope, is I'm going to divide this into sections. So I'm going to try to divide it into eighths. And it's not going to be exactly even because I'm not a computer, but I'm going to do the best I can with the tools I have. So I'm not going to try to eyeball this envelope into the center. No, there's a better way. You ready? That dot I made in the center, I'm going to put my pencil on it. I'm going to get this sharp point out of the way first. Or I could just use another pencil, which I'm not seeing at my beck and call. So I'm going to use this compass pencil. Okay, so I'm going to put the pencil down on that dot, bring the envelope to it, and then just lightly make a line. The reason I'm making it so light is because I'm going to erase it later on. Then I'm going to do the same thing here. Put the pencil on that middle dot. Now, is it exactly perpendicular? I don't know, but it's close enough. And then I'm going to eyeball halfway here. Put my pencil down again. Bring the envelope there, draw a line. And then do the same thing here. All right. All right. That's all I'm doing with the measuring with my eyeball. Now, if if you're OCD and if you want to get that more perfect, you can. And if you want, you could fill a whole sketchbook with pages just like this with different circles and lines, and have the whole sketchbook in your bed or wherever, so when you want to do this fun part I'm about to do, it's ready to go and there's no stress. So now we do the fun part, and I'm using this is called a Pigma Graphic 1 pen, and it's a 1.0 millimeter pen, which means the mark it makes is 1 millimeter. And if I don't press hard, I can get a finer line or a lighter line. But they also make like 0.01 and much thinner lines. So now I'm going to zoom in so you can see better. And, okay. So I made these shapes because each of these pie slices, whatever I do here, I'm going to also do here. And the purpose of this is I'm going to make whatever I make go all the way out to that line. So I'm just going to start with a petal shape. And look, it's uneven, but that's okay because I'm not a computer. Is that killing you? If it kills you, then maybe this isn't the right thing for you as far as relaxation. And then notice I turned the paper because it's easier to just keep making the same stroke. So I turn the paper and make the same stroke. And that one didn't make it all the way to the line. But that's okay because there's a way to fix that if you want. That one's way off, but that's okay. Because this is just to erase my mind. Okay? And then maybe I'll do, if I want, I could go over that pencil line in some areas. So just going to do this. I'm not going to cover all of that pencil with marker. And my first time, I'm just going to do basic shapes. Let's see. Now maybe I'll do 3 petals. Or 4 looks like it's going to fit better. So now I'm going to do 2 on the edges. And then I'll go in the middle to do my other 2, just to make sure I can fit them all. I'll do that again since I didn't get that one on camera good. And there's no wrong way to do this. Whatever you decide to do in your shapes is fine. And I'm trying to remember to go out to that line. Turning my paper. And this middle line should, if I centered this petal, the middle line of my middle 2 could go right to that middle petal. That would be centered. But I remember that I make mistakes. And you know what? I don't explode. Life goes on. And I'm talking through this video, but when you do this on your own, see, this one's way different because I didn't do the outside, middle. When you do this on your own, this one I'm just going to make 3 circles. And I noticed this when my students do it. I'm going to do 2 on the outside and then 1 in the middle to try to reach all the way across. When my students do this, the classroom gets so quiet. And at the end of the year, when I ask them what their favorite thing is to do that we did through the year, they say this was. Okay, so now I'm going to do like lotus leaves. And I'm going to make the point go right in between these 2 circles. I'm going to start them in the middle of each circle and go up. So I'm going to go from the middle and make it land there. Middle and make it land there. I'm going to go all the way around. Turning the paper. Okay, so those are all my basic shapes, and I feel like my marker's wearing out. So I'm actually going to grab a pen, and now I'm just going to do things to fill in these large spaces. This is really the fun part for me. This is like, this takes no thinking, and I just relax on this part. So I'm just going to fill it in and time lapse as I do it.